interviewed the first Red Ranger. Now I'm interviewing the newest Red Ranger before she's even debuted.
Like also first and last, it's like a full circle thing.
Do you know what time it is? Welcome to the Legacy of Nerd. My name is Daniel, and yes, you heard that Hunter Dino clip back in March. She said she is going to be the last Red Ranger. So we put this up in March of 2023, and now it is June, and it is starting to getting more traction that Power Rangers, the way that we know it, is ending. Recently, in the last week or so, we've seen that Simon Bennett has confirmed that he is not returning to Power Rangers after Cosmic Fury. Now, Becca Barnes, who's a writer on the show, says she will not return to Power Rangers as a writer and is moving on to other things. We have seen other producers saying that they're not coming back. And now we get this little tweet saying that Cosmic Fury, after the Cosmic Fury season, Power Rangers will be leaving New Zealand. I have talked to a lot of Power Rangers cast behind the scenes lately since 2023. I can tell you I've heard things, some things I can't talk about, some things that I can talk about, but the idea is now that Illuminati has come out and just basically blurted out saying it, that Power Rangers is ending. I think it's safe to say that Power Rangers is ending the way that it currently is. And I think we all kind of knew that. So whether Power Rangers continues on in a young adult form, or if it has a young children's version, like maybe a cartoon or, something reminiscent of like Disney Kids or something like that, that could be an option. There might even be multiple different kinds of Power Ranger media coming out in the future. I mean, this is not limited to animated series or animated movie universe, kind of like the DC animated movie universe that is more adult themed than it lets on, to like I said before, like a young adult series, kind of reminiscent of what Riverdale was early on, something CW-ish, even though CW is pretty much canceling all its shows, but there's ideas that they want to do that as well. And of course, they've been talking about the Jonathan Entwistle project, whether that's a movie project, whether that's a cinema thing or a Netflix direct-to-video or Netflix direct-to-streaming thing. That's a possibility as well. I think we've seen over the years that Power Rangers does not know how to... I guess Power Rangers has not been sustainable in the same way that it was in Mighty Morphin. Everybody still thinks of Power Rangers in the Mighty Morphin suits. There's a lot of people that are surprised to learn that Power Rangers is still on. And that was very evident lately during the Once and Always special, where, they found out that, oh, look, Power Rangers, there's been more series than Mighty Morphin. A lot of people don't know that it continued to Zeo, to Turbo in space, and Samurai, Megaforce, and Dino Fury. They don't know that. Like, legitimately don't know that, and especially if they don't have kids. So I think it hasn't been as much of a mainstream media success as it has been to Mighty Morphin. And when these companies take on Power Rangers, they want that boom, they want that explosion that happened during Mighty Morphin in the 1990s, which is hard. It is really hard to produce that lightning in a bottle effect. But the series has gone on and the brand has gone on. That's evident. Like, I'm spending money constantly on new figures because I love the brand, and so does so many other people. And whether it be Cosmic Fury, Dino Fury, Ninja Steel. I know I said Ninja Steel, but whatever. Dino Charge. New generations come in all the time, and they usually see it's done pretty well. We had Melissa Flores on lately, and she mentioned that even though people didn't like Power Rangers Samurai and Power Rangers Megaforce, it did really, really, really well with young children and in that demographic, and them telling their parents that they wanted those toys, those merchandise, those shirts, and all that stuff that goes with it. What Power Rangers has come to be under Hasbro, I think Hasbro doesn't know what to do with Power Rangers. So they get surprised every time they see something Power Rangers do well. And Simon Bennett, as much as people have said about him, the storylines have been a lot better since Beast Morphers. More, young adult themes. I mean, Rangers have died in the last couple years on Beast Morphers and Dino Fury. So, I mean, just to think about that. And then Once and Always, we had which was a big success. And people forget that Simon Bennett executive produced that as well. But that showed that, Power Rangers can move into the next level. But again, I think Hasbro doesn't know how to market that correctly to, a market, me as a consumer and a child as a consumer at the same time, because they look at Power Rangers and they're like, why isn't it like Marvel? Where Marvel is like someone like me goes to see the movies with their young child, or, someone like me buys the same things, like same figures and toys that a kid would, because, we have that history with Marvel and Star Wars and DC and all those things, that do really, really well. Whether I know people complain about DC a lot, but it's still constantly in theaters. It is still constantly on TV and different areas of media. And Power Rangers is becoming one of those things too, because it is 30 years old. I mean, it's a 30-year-old brand. So imagine someone that was born in 1993 is now 30 years old and has the possibility of having their own children. This is how Star Wars and Marvel and DC have gotten so big over the years, because it has transcended generation over generation. It's one of those really interesting things that, especially with Power Rangers being under new management with Hasbro, because I know it's, we're still considering new, but it's 2019. They've only had the brand for 4 years. Out of the 30 years that Power Rangers existed, they've only had the brand for 4 years. Less than 4 years. Saban had it for a big chunk of the time, and he's the one that pushed it forward. Even though we know the things that Saban has, put towards his actors or his crew or whatever, something like that. Like, he created Power Rangers, and he pushed it forward. He sold to Hasbro, made his cut, and expected Hasbro to push it forward as well. I don't know if Hasbro still looks at Power Rangers and says, that is a big multimedia giant that they did when they purchased it. And I think that was most evident during the last quarterly meeting, where Hasbro kind of blamed Power Rangers for some of their profit loss because they had to switch it up from a movie that they canceled or something like that. I could go into more detail on that, but I think it kind of takes it on a tangent. But I think Power Rangers as a whole will be okay going forward, because I think there's plans. They're not going to spend how much they spent, like $500 million on a brand and just let it die. Like, they're not going to do that. And especially if certain things sell so well, like Mighty Morphin. Will they focus on Mighty Morphin? Yes, of course they're going to focus on Mighty Morphin. Will there be a reboot with Mighty Morphin? Yes, of course. But there might be new elements as well. And like I tell you guys, like, I know a lot of people here are tired of Mighty Morphin, and I completely understand. But Mighty Morphin fuels the other things. So every time that they sell a Red Ranger, Mighty Morphin Power Ranger, it causes them to create an A-Squad Red Ranger, or it causes them to create a Street Fighter variant, or, a Psycho Ranger pack. Those are things that it pushes it to do, because Mighty Morphin will continuously sell. So they can take the hit on a Psycho pack. They can take the hit on a Wild Force Putrid, because they know they will sell 40,000, 50,000, Green Rangers and Red Rangers, even though if they only sell like maybe 10,000 Putrids, because they know this will make up the money for this other stuff. And that is great. And that is why I know people are tired of Mighty Morphin, but it is still considered the epitome of Power Rangers, and it's going to be the moneymaker that Power Rangers is. I know I went on a big tangent. I know this all started with what Power Rangers is ending, and essentially, I think we all knew it was coming, especially with Cosmic Fury being 10 episodes this next season. And I know they're counting as a full season, and we might get longer than 30-minute episodes. I doubt it. I still think we'll probably get like 22, 23-minute episodes. But, I think we kind of knew that was going to happen. Especially, whatever contracts that they had with New Zealand, I'm sure that they're expiring soon, just like their contract expired with Nickelodeon, and they immediately started putting things directly into Netflix. I mean, you guys can kind of see the changes have been coming slowly since Hasbro took over. The question is what is the future of Power Rangers holds, and are we going to have a year without Power Rangers? We've had a year without Power Rangers before. That has happened. But are they going to let it be on a back burner too long, where it becomes a danger of it not returning? That's the question. And that is what I hope is not going to happen. Because, studios and companies always have plans for things, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it always pushes it through. I know that was a big rant. Okay, so I'm sorry, guys. I know a lot of people have been posting about this lately, And the reality is, like, we've talked about it since March. If you guys have been in my streams, I keep on telling you guys to go see the Hunter Dino interview because I don't think she said that by accident. All right. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What do you want to see for the future of Power Rangers? What do you think is happening right now? I think it's pretty self-evident of what is happening, but let me know what you guys think. And you know what time it is. It's morphin' time.